Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the 2012 Illinois Lutheran Basketball State Championships. And that's what we've got here today is the boys 7th and 8th grade basketball state championship game between the Bobcats of Immanuel Palatine and the Comets of Christ Peoria. Neither of these teams is any stranger to championship games, as Christ Peoria won it in 85, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 2005, 2006, 2008, and 2009. Now, Immanuel won it in 2002 and 2010, making it to the championship last year, only to lose to Rockford Lutheran, who had a heck of a team. Sam Krul alongside Matthew Gutzler again. We saw the 3rd and 4th place game where Zion Marengo took it after both of those teams had split during the regular season. These two teams did play each other during the regular season, with Immanuel Palatine coming out on top.
They just played last week, Sam, at the Peoria Christ tournament in the championship game. Unfortunately, it was about a 20-point game, but hopefully Peoria can step it up today and make it a little closer.
Well, you talk about 20-point wins. That's all Palatine's done this year. They haven't won by less than 20 points yet this season. You watched them play a little bit yesterday. What kind of things do you think Christ Peoria has to do just to slow them down and not get that, you know, that open game like they had yesterday, even though Marengo had it within 6 or 7 in the 3rd quarter and ended up losing by 21.
They're going to have to play a very smart basketball game. Palatine's very disciplined, plays that very tough man-to-man defense. So Peoria's just going to have to keep a handle on the ball and make sure they limit their turnovers and make some baskets. And hopefully they can keep this game close.
And we're just about ready to get underway as both teams have gotten off the floor. 6 minutes on the clock. We'll have the introductions, followed by a prayer, and then the 2012 state championship ball game. As the Comets come back onto the floor, led by their man in the middle, Kalen Johnson. He's averaging about 17 points a game. His high is 23 for the tournament. And the Bobcats led.
Good afternoon, and on behalf of the Lutheran Sports Association of Illinois, I would like to welcome you to St. Peter Lutheran School in Arlington Heights, Illinois, and the boys' championship game for the state of Illinois.
With the introductions.
We would also like to welcome our guests from around the world watching us on the internet at www.Luthsports.org. Before we begin, we have a special message from our chairman of the LSA board, Dave Kinzinger. Give him a hand, please.
Before we begin this game, we really want to take a special few moments to recognize an individual whose dedication and accomplishments for over 50 years have truly been amazing, and we really want to recognize him for this achievement. This individual is involved with the Lutheran Athletic Association of Greater Chicago, or the LAA. This man has been involved with the organization before it became the LAA. He's been the director or chairman of this organization, obviously for over 50 years, if my math is correct. And this organization is involved with Lutheran churches' sports activities. This is basketball, this is softball, this is volleyball. This is open to all Lutheran churches in Chicago and the suburbs. At different times over the years, they've had over 50 basketball teams, 40 and 50 volleyball teams. They've got track programs. It's truly amazing what this LAA has accomplished over the years. And this man has beyond measure given his time and efforts to make this program what it is today. And what we would like to do is honor this individual. If you don't know him by now, we'd like to introduce Ralph Kruger. What we're going to be presenting to Ralph is an award that the LSA presents for the lifetime of Christian service. And on the plaque, it reads, "On behalf of more than 600,000 Illinois Lutherans and all of the state's congregation and schools, we are proud to honor Ralph Kruger. In grateful and loving appreciation of your extraordinary dedication and service to the Lord's young people in athletics. Your caring leadership, enthusiasm, untiring work and commitment of over 50 years for the Lutheran Athletic Association of Greater Chicago in providing basketball, volleyball, and softball competition for members of all Lutheran churches in Chicago and the suburbs, and your deep love for the Lord serve as proof that God's servants can make a substantial difference in the lives of His people. May God bless you as you continue your ministry in His love. The Lutheran Sports Association of Illinois, March 4th, 2012.
Thank you, Dave. I am honored to receive this reward on behalf of the Lutheran Athletic Association of Greater Chicago. This recognition should be shared with a multitude of men and women who have played a large part in making the LEA function over these 50 years. Some of the long-term fellow workers are with us here today. Steve Fusick, Vice Chairman, and Dave Holsworth, Treasurer. So do you stand, fellas? Plus Lynn Graham, our West Suburban basketball chairman from St. John's Lombard, who had a large part in organizing this event, but who was confined to his home because of eye surgery. I wish to congratulate the Lutheran Sports Association of Illinois on another splendid grade school tournament, and also salute all the fine teams and players from throughout our state of Illinois who have qualified to compete for the championship. I'm sure that this weekend has been a once-in-a-lifetime experience. As usual, Dave Kinziger has done a remarkable job of organizing and conducting this monumental event for the 37th year. Let's have Dave stand, which he is, and receive our applause and thanks. Congratulations, Dave. We realize that once boys and girls graduate from grade school and are no longer under the wings of their parents to some extent, it is increasingly difficult to keep them involved with their churches. Furthermore, many of these young people are interested in various sports activities. Therefore, the LEA of Greater Chicago and the Lutheran Sports Association of Illinois as well were organized to help parents in our Lutheran churches retain young men and women in their post-grade school and young adult years. Hopefully, this church-related activity translates into their remaining faithful followers of Christ and members of the Lutheran Church for the rest of their lives. I pray that you parents encourage your boys and girls who have played in this awesome tournament to play on the teams sponsored by their home churches throughout Illinois in their future high school and young adult years. You parents and your children's pastors and teachers have sown the seed in your children's lives, and organizations such as the Lutheran Sports Association of Illinois and the LEA of Greater Chicago can help you cultivate that seed into a blessed harvest of Christian young men and women. Thank you.
Thank you, and let's get to some basketball. Before we begin, we ask that all participants and spectators conduct themselves in a God-pleasing manner before, during, and after this basketball game. The LSA Sportsmanship Award will be presented in a little while this weekend to the school whose behavior of its players, coaches, and fans best demonstrates Christian sportsmanship. This game will be between the guests on the scoreboard, the Comets of Christ Peoria, and the home team on the scoreboard, the Bobcats of Immanuel, Palatine. At this time, let's meet the participants for the championship game. First, for Peoria, Christ Peoria comes to us with a record of 36-3. They are the champions of the Green Park Invitational Tournament, the Immanuel Belvedere Basketball Tournament, the Limestone Tournament, and the Central Illinois Lutheran Conference. Their tournament road featured victories over Immanuel Belvedere, Trinity Edwardsville, and Cross Yorkville. Let's meet the non-starters. Number 10, Quincy Broadway. Number 12, Anthony Joseph. Number 13, Gino Hess. Number 14, Tony Rudebeck. Number 20, Alex Shaw. Number 21, Dawson Hoffman. Number 22, Isaiah Ward. Number 24, Darius Brady. Number 31, Jeffrey Scott. Number 34, Nathan Carter. And number 15, Kaziva Zhao. The Comets are coached by John Volrath, assisted by Kevin Joseph, Terry Mooney Sr., Terry Mooney Jr., statistician Rick Hoffman. And now for Palatine. Immanuel Palatine comes to us with a record of 29-0. They are champions of the Bobcat Palatine Challenge, the Christian Liberty Tournament, the St. Marcus Milwaukee Tournament, the Freeport Davenport Triangular Tournament, and the Christ Invitational Tournament. Their tournament road features victories over Zion Belleville, LSA Decatur, and Zion Marengo. Immanuel's non-starters. Number 3, Sean Raby. Number 4, Will Schmaling. Number 10, Daniel Spear. Number 11, Nate Izuski. Number 12, Brett Hensley. Number 14, Nick Sabato. Number 15, Dion Rosales. Number 20, Dominic Jacobs. Number 23, Aaron Kuhlman. Number 24, Derek Rosales. Number 25, Joshua Turner. Number 30, Ben Schilf. Number 33, Zach Stryzak. Number 34, Matthew Cooper. Number 40, Dylan Tapia. Number 41, Avery Riedel. Number 42, Brian Leonard. And number 43, Britt Sees. And now we're going to meet the starters for both teams. First of all, the starters for the Christ Peoria Comets. At one guard, wearing number 11, Jaron Trunks. Jaron Tunks. At another guard, number 23, Dennis Hendon. At a forward, number 25, Carlton Shoemate. At another forward, number 30, Bryce Volrath. And number 32, at a center, Kaylin Johnson. And now the starters for the Immanuel Palatine Bobcats. At one guard, number 21, Troy Burrows. At another guard, number 22, Matthew Ulrich. At a third guard, number 35, Nate Rathie. At a forward, number 32, Jacob Helene. And at another forward, number 51, Mark Pollard. The Bobcats are coached by John Ulrich, assisted by Joe Robinson, Johnny Ulrich, and manager Brad Holiday, statistician Bill Rathie. Before we begin this game, as we do before all of our LSA games, let's begin this game with a word of prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us to the conclusion of a successful weekend. Please bless us in this game here today. Be with the players as they compete, giving them the strength to do their best. Be with the coaches, referees, officials, and fans as this game unfolds. Help us all to display the highest level of Christian sportsmanship. In your name we play, amen. Let's play some basketball.
Well, thank you to Chairman Eric Young, who brought you that long introduction, as is usually associated with Palatine. A lot of players on the team. A lot of good talent, though. So again, those starters. First for Peoria, it's going to be number 11, Tunks, number 23, Hendon, number 25, Shoemate, number 30, Volrath, and number 32, the man in the middle, Kalen Johnson. And for the Bobcats, 21, Burrows, 22, Ulrich, 32, Helene, 35, Wraith, and the man in the middle, number 51, Mark Pollard. And it'll be Johnson jumping against Pollard. Peoria in the black uniforms with blue lettering and white trim as they control the tip. Palatine in the white tops, blue bottoms, blue numbers with black trim. And here's Johnson, right hand to the basket, cut off by Ulrich, and the pass over to Hendon, and he scores with the right hand on the left side to make it a 2-0 Peoria.
Nice pass. We're going to look at those two guys tonight. Hendon and Johnson are their leading scorers with 13 points and 17 points. So I think these two guys are really going to have to step up and score for the team tonight.
Here's Burrows over to Wraith. Wraith now back to Burrows. Burrows thought about the skip pass. He finds Ulrich top of the key. Now Wraith left side corner into Pollard. Pollard turns, faces, kicks out to Burrows. 3-ball, top of the key. It's down the well.
Nice way to answer with a 3-point shot.
As the Comets like to do, they come out and push the ball up the floor. Here's 11, Tunks to the basket. Pulls it out. Gets it over. Now back up top to Hendon. Hendon corner, 3-ball. That one is down the well for Shoemate. Shoemate with the beautiful left-handed stroke.
Good answer from the Palatine three-pointer. Three-pointer for three-pointer.
Here's Wraith. Now back over to Burrows. Burrows looking for Wraith. Wraith had turned his head out of bounds. It'll be Comet basketball. 4:36 to play, and there's going to be a timeout by Palatine.
Nice way to jump out for the Comets, especially after last weekend. I think they really needed to step up and get some points on the board. Nice three-pointer.
And you definitely want to come out and get that confidence early against this Palatine team. Like you said before, likes to play that in-your-face, pretty much in your shorts, man-to-man defense that just confuses and irritates so many teams.
Comets don't look phased, though, by the tough defense. Scored baskets on both possessions.
As we mentioned, 4:36 just underway here in the first quarter of this Illinois State Championship game. Here is Hendon. He'll bring the ball across the timeline, finds Tunks in front of the scores table. Entry pass to Johnson was knocked away by Ulrich. Ulrich bringing the ball up the sideline, all the way to the basket with the left hand, and we're going to have a foul. Looks like that one's going to go on Johnson, and Ulrich will go to line to shoot two. And it will go against Johnson, his first, team first.
Ulrich is shooting 64% from the line from the tournament this weekend, 9 of 14. He's averaging 21 points a game with a high of 29. He's the team leader, the point guard, controlling the ball. Nice passing if he doesn't score.
First free throw is perfect, down the well. Ulrich's second free throw is good, tying the ball game at 5. Here's Hendon. Brings it up the right side, picks up his dribble, looking for Johnson. Johnson to the basket, down row, crossover. Pull up 15-footers, in and out, no good. Rebound, fought for, Hendon up. No good. Shoemate outside to Tunks. Tunks will take it in, has it stripped away by Burrows, but gets it right back. Here's Johnson. Just outside the three-point line. In the middle, now kicked out, looking for Shoemate in the corner, and he throws it out of bounds. It'll be a turnover to the Bobcats.
That tight pressure defense made him throw that ball away.
So here come the Bobcats. Burrows with the right hand over the timeline, now over to Wraith. Wraith back to Burrows. Burrows trying to get it to Ulrich, and it's knocked away.
Nice hustle by Hendon to knock the ball out of bounds.
Hendon with those quick hands. Inbound to Burrows. Now back over to Wraith. Wraith back over to Burrows. 5-5, 3:33 here to play in the first quarter. Burrows picked up his dribble, nowhere to go. Now down to the post of Pollard. Guarded by Volraith. Now back out to Burrows. Burrows looking to swing it. Finds Wraith, met by Johnson. Johnson stuck his leg out as Volraith tried to get the pass down into the post to Jacob Helene. We have a kick ball. It'll be out of bounds. Bobcat basketball.
Palatine's being very patient offensively, swinging the ball around, looking for their best shot.
Here's Wraith, a couple dribbles in, now steps back out. Swung over to Burrows. Burrows now hands off to Ulrich, top of the key. A couple left-hand dribbles, now back to the right, in between the legs, over to Wraith. Wraith, three ball, blocked by Johnson. Offensive rebound by Helene. He kicks it out. Burrows will try a three, and that one is good. Second chance opportunities will get you every time.
2 for 2 for three-pointers for Burrows as well.
Here's Tunks working on Burrows. Nice crossover. Now over to Shoemate. Shoemate back up to Tunks. Tunks right hand down in the post to Kalen Johnson. He goes up, right hand missed. Gets his own rebound. Second chance, no good. Rebound Pollard. And Volraith was all over him with that rebound, but Pollard was able to kick it out. Here's Ulrich. He'll take the three. That one's back iron, no good, off the top of the backboard. And we're going to have it out of bounds. Comet basketball.
Ball went over the backboard, so it's out of bounds, and it's Comet ball. Palatine's picking up their man at half court for their man-to-man defense.
Hendon now over to Tunks. Tunks swung over to Shoemate. Shoemate pass over to Hendon. Hendon, one left-handed dribble. Pull-up jumpers down the well.
Nice attack in the basket for the pull-up jumper.
Now here's Burrows. Holding the basketball just in front of the Comet bench. Now up top to Ulrich. Ulrich working. Now back to Burrows, right side. Palatine working from right to left. Back to Burrows. That one's knocked away by Tunks. Race for the ball. Tunks came up with it, lost it, and Wraith came up with the loose ball. Now up ahead to Ulrich, left side. Ulrich crosses middle, in on Johnson. Nice pass over to number 32, Jacob Helene. He went up to the left hand, was fouled, and he'll go to line to shoot two. Helene with his first free throw, left-handed, up and down, around, and good. Nine to 7, Bobcat lead. And we're gonna have a stoppage in play.
We got some coaches talking to each other. One of the Comet players actually standing on the court listening to the coach from the Palatine talk to his players, but the player is on the court, so listening, he's standing in the right spot.
Still with a little conference in front of the scores table. Palatine coach not very happy. The fact that Shoemate is standing in there when his four players.
Here comes the huddle again, and Shoemate going back over there.
Standing right there. Technically, if he's guarding number 21, he could be in the huddle. And here's the second free throw is good. And it's a 10-7 Bobcat lead. So here's Tunks crossing the timeline with the right hand. That ball is knocked away. Stolen by Wraith. Race to the basket. Up and no good. But a foul. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. And that foul was on number 11, Jerron Tunks, his first, team third. I honestly have never seen anything like that before.
I have not either.
Never. All the years I've been playing, coaching, never seen a thing like that before. There's Wraith at the free throw line. His first one is up and no good.
That is Wraith's second attempt of the tournament. He is 0 for 1. So now he is 0 for 2.
And his third attempt of the tournament coming up now is up and good, giving the Bobcats a 4-point lead. Well, here is Hendon. Picks up his dribble, met by Wraith. Now gets it over to Johnson. Johnson lost control of it, stolen by Ulrich. Here's Ulrich, left hand to the lane. Fights a shot up and good. 13-7 Bobcat lead. Here's a long pass up ahead to Volraith. Couldn't handle it, out of bounds. Bobcat basketball. And we're going to have a sub. Alex Shaw checking in for Tunks. And he'll look to control the basketball. And we're going to have a 30-second timeout called by the Comets.
Comets are getting a little rattled with the pressure. They're going to have to slow it up and really be patient. And we did see Ulrich. He stole the ball from the one corner and dribbled all the way down for a layup. That's his game. He's going to get that steal and get that layup. And if he doesn't get that layup, he's going to pass it to a guy probably on the opposite block for a layup anyways.
Matt Ulrich, a 6-foot 8th grader, listed as a guard. He can handle the ball. He's pretty athletic for being a big guy.
Yes, he is. He is also the coach's son, so he's got playing really well, knows the game of basketball very well, and you can tell he's a coach's son with the court sense that he has.
I know a little something about being a coach's son, but it's, you know. So Wraith will inbound after the Comet turnover. 1:07 left to play here in the first. 13-7.
Let's see if the Comets can get a stop and maybe a score before the end of the quarter.
Comets coming out in what looks to be
box and one, I think.
Yeah, it looks like it. Here's a 3-ball from Burrows. Right side back iron, no. So he's no longer perfect from 3 as he knocked down his first 2. And here comes Hendon. Ball knocked away by Wraith. And Volraith fell, landed on Wraith's legs, lost the ball, and there's a foul call. That is the 4th team foul for the Comets. And we still have 44 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Here's Nate Wraith, left hand across the timeline after the inbound just in front of us. There's a skip pass over to Ulrich. Ulrich left hand in between the legs, now crosses back to the right, now back left, pass to Wraith. Couldn't handle it, a little too hot, out of bounds. Comet basketball.
The Comets are playing actually a diamond and one, just like a box and one, but they're playing man-to-man against Ulrich.
Hendon now working on Wraith, who's taken it from him 2 out of the last 3 times down the floor. Here's a pass intended for Johnson. Volraith thought it was for him, though. Here's Johnson crossing over on Ulrich, spin move. Backing down, now back out top to the newly checked in Alex Shaw. Now Johnson, jump shot. And there's going to be an offensive foul as he lowered his shoulder and knocked over Pollard.
Trying to go in for the shot. Unfortunately, lowered the shoulder and knocked over the defender.
That is Johnson's second.
They're going to pull him for the 9 seconds in the quarter so he doesn't get his third very quickly in the first.
Dawson Hoffman, a 6'7" grader, checks in for Johnson, here's a swing pass. Ulrich, near side corner, 2 seconds. Pull-up jumper off the back iron, no good. Rebound controlled by the Comets, but with no need as we have come to the end of the first.
Very nice first quarter, though, 13-7. Both teams, I think, got rid of their championship game jitters very quickly and are playing a very good game. I know the Comets are having a little bit of trouble with the pressure. Threw the ball away a couple of times, but they've done pretty well attacking the basket. Palatine, of course, is playing their very patient offense and getting some easy buckets off of their steals as well.
As we've seen, Hendon having a little trouble with Wraith right there by the timeline. Looks like he's trying to dribble a little bit too much. Maybe just trying to take it by him once or twice and get it into the post down to Johnson, because he's definitely bigger than the Ulrich who's guarding him.
Yes, he is. Palatine cheerleaders came out to pep up the crowd, and now we're getting ready for the second quarter.
Mentioned before, but we'll say it again. The Bobcats of Immanuel Palatine coming in completely unblemished, 28-0 so far in the year. And like we mentioned, have not won a game by less than 20 this season. The Comets, not too shabby themselves. Out of 39 games, they only lost 3.
36-3 is a great record. And we got the two best teams here at state for the championship game. Little pressure on the inbound.
Ball out to Wraith. Now over to Burrows. Burrows, who's had the hot hand from outside, 2 of 3 from three-point land in the first quarter. Here's a 3-ball Wraith. That one's long and controlled by Hendon. He'll look to push. He's headed up the floor. Up off the rim, right around, no good. Rebound pulled down by Volraith, up and good.
Nice putback rebound on the missed shot. Good attack in the basket, though. They got to start pressuring and get some baskets.
Here's Burrows, guarded closely by Tunks. Burrows now inside to Helene. Helene down to Pollard. Pollard up and good with the and one.
He got good position, and unfortunately the defender had to foul that. And unfortunately he did not get the ball, and now we're looking for a three-point play.
And that makes it 15-9. That foul was on Volraith. That'll be his second, team sixth. The free throw is no good and rebounded by Volraith. He'll get it over to Hendon. Hendon bringing it up with the left hand across the timeline. And here comes Wraith on him again. Now back over to Tunks. Tunks with the spin move. Burrows missed on the steal. Down low in the post. And he stepped out of bounds. Dawson Hoffman caught it on the baseline. Couldn't quite get control, stepped out of bounds. It's another turnover for the Comets. And a Bobcat basketball with a 6-point lead. Burrows over to Wraith. Now back to Burrows. Burrows picks up his dribble just in front of the Comet bench. Now inside to Pollard. Pollard working on Volraith. He goes up and he walked.
Tried for that nice hook shot. Unfortunately, shuffled his feet before he got the shot off.
Volraith will take a seat as Shoemate checks back in for him. Here's Hendon working on Wraith again. Over now back behind the back. Still working just in front of us here across from the scores table. And we have an offensive foul. That one called on Alex Shaw. Alex setting an illegal screen.
Alex Shaw was trying to set the pick, moved his shoulder a little bit, and got called for the illegal pick offensive foul.
That'll be his first, team 7th. No calls yet, no fouls yet called on Palatine. Here's Wraith, left hand, now over to Burrows. Burrows finding Ulrich. Ulrich met by 2 defenders. He goes in lane, steps through, left hand floater is good.
Nice up and under move by Ulrich in the lane.
Here's Hendon, far side, in between his legs a couple times, now back up top to Shoemate. Shoemate pass over to Tunks. Tunks taking Burrows off the dribble. And we're gonna have a travel. It would have been a travel or a charge, either way. It's a turnover.
I think he was trying to push too much, kind of looking straight down the line instead of looking to kick out.
Here's Wraith, left hand across the timeline. Back over to Burrows, 3:57 to play here in the second quarter, 17-9. Bobcats on top. Here's Ulrich, now down in the post to Helene. Helene over to Pollard, nice block from behind by Hendon. And it'll stay down here on this end.
They're starting to find the holes in that diamond and one defense. They're leaving those two blocks open. They're going to, Palatine's going to get those big guys the ball on those blocks and those holes on the zone.
Checking in for the Comets is number 10, Quincy Broadway. A 5'6" grader is Ulrich with a nice left hand off the glass. And that gives the Bobcats a 10-point lead.
He can do it all. He can even do a post move. Nice duck and under move.
Here's Hendon, guarded closely by Wraith still. Picks up his dribble, now gets over to Tunks, knocked away by Burrows. Burrows to the basket, left hand, up over the top, in and out, no good. Rebound Shaw. Here comes Hendon looking to push while Wraith has his back turned. Behind the back, pull-up jumper. That one is long, rebound, pulled down and missed. The follow-up by Dawson Hoffman, sorry. Wraith brought it up quickly, but he'll get it over to Burrows and set it up. Burrows guarded closely by the 6th grader, Broadway. In the lane, Helene, left hand on the left side, good.
Nice left hand drive and layup.
21-9, and that'll lead the Comets to take a timeout. They're getting fired up over here in the Palatine section.
I think the Comets needed to call a timeout just to get Johnson back in the game. He was sitting at the scorer's table there for about a minute or so. They need their big guy back in or this game's going to get out of control.
He's already got 2 fouls, as we mentioned before. Just under 3 minutes to play, 2:50 in the half. As we mentioned, Palatine up 21-9 over the Comets of Christ Peoria. The foul situation, well,
7-0.
7-0. It's 7 fouls for the Comets, 0 for the Bobcats.
Besides Johnson coming in, Volraith will come checking back in as well, getting their starters back in for this last 2:50 of the second quarter.
I believe both of them have 2 fouls. That's why they were sitting out. It's tough to defend these Bobcat players down low because they're all so versatile around the basket.
They're passing very well. Like I said, finding those holes in that diamond and one. They're playing the man-to-man against Ulrich, but they're finding his other teammates as well.
As you mentioned before, Ulrich not just a good offensive player, but can pass very well. Here is Hendon as he receives the inbound pass from Kalen Johnson. Now over to Quincy Broadway. Broadway over to Tunks. Tunks thought about going up top, swings it to the corner to Hendon instead. Hendon looking to go baseline, stopped. Kick way up top to Johnson. Johnson working on Ulrich. Here's the drive. Tunks pulls up, back over the top to Johnson. He's going to drive in. Pull-up jumper. That one is short. Rebound tapped around, fought for, up, and good. And one.
Nice rebound and put back by Volraith.
Volraith with the and one, making it a 10-point ball game, looking to get it back into single digits here with this free throw.
Volraith's been 3 of 10 for the line for the tournament.
To complete the 3-point play, off the front iron, backboard, and good.
Nice 3-point play by the Comets the old-fashioned way.
And that foul was on number 32, Jacob Helene, his first, team first. Here's Broadway up on Ulrich. Gets it into the post to number 11, Nate Izuski, newly checked in for the Bobcats. Speaking of number 11, here's Tunks swinging it over to Hendon after the missed shot. Here's Broadway, left hand on Izuski, pulls back, now over to Tunks. Burrows overcommitted, skip pass to Hendon. Hendon thought about the 3, and he was fouled by Ulrich as he tried to cross him over.
Let's see if they can get Johnson the ball on the inbound. Oh, he's standing up in the middle.
Over the top to Johnson. Tip, no good. Rebound, Hendon. He'll go up, off the glass, right hand on the left side, and it's a 7-point ball game.
Nice rebound put back after the inbound pass. Like to see those guys hustle after the inbound pass to get back in the game.
Wraith, near side corner, into the post to Izuski. Izuski looking for Burrows, nearly stolen by Hendon. Drive to the lane, Burrows. Shot was kind of wild off the rim, no good. Last touched by Pollard, and it'll be Comet basketball. A little swing in momentum here, very, very small.
Very small, but with 1:23 left, they have the ball again. Let's see if they can make another basket.
Here's Hendon, now over to Quincy Broadway. Broadway over to Tunks. Tunks right-handed. Now pulls back out with the left. Back to Hendon, far side just in front of the Bobcat bench. Hendon skip pass to Tunks. Burrows ran into him. And that's going to be the third foul of the half for the Bobcats. Tunks inbounds to Hendon. Hendon loses control.
Never had possession though, so he has it in the backcourt.
Hendon, left hand. Now all the way over to the scores table. Finds Volraith, who loses control, picks it up. Pollard looks for the steal. There's Johnson. Tried to get it inside to Volraith. Tipped away nicely by the Bobcats.
Nice look, but the Bobcats played great defense on that and were able to tip that out of bounds.
48.7 seconds to go. Inbound to Kalen Johnson. Swung up top to Tunks. Broadway. Now over to Hendon in the near side corner. Left-hand dribble. Step back. Three-pointer is going to be long. Rebound, Ulrich. He's going to look ahead. He's got a wide open Izuski. Izuski goes up. Misses the layup. Rebound put back Pollard. No good. Rebound tap for. Finally controlled by Johnson. He's going to push. Switches to his left. And we're going to have a travel. Was looking to get it over to Tunks underneath the basket, but took a couple too many steps.
Volraith on the last possession had a nice hustle back because they had a guy all the way back for a layup, and he made him change his shot and miss that layup.
27 seconds to play in the half. 21-14.
Let's see if Palatine will look for one shot to end the half.
Lead. Burrows looking to go back up top.
Comets are playing some tough defense, though.
There's Broadway. Guarding Ulrich tightly. Kick out. Volraith to Izuski for two. Shot was long, pulled down by Hendon. Crossover in the lane. Up off the glass and good. Hendon with a nice coast-to-coast to end the half. And the Comets cut that 10-point deficit to just 5 headed into halftime.
They did that all in the last minute or so. That was a great momentum swing. Hopefully they can come out of the locker room with that momentum as well.
So 21-16. As we mentioned before, Bobcats up by 5. We're going to have a 10-minute halftime. Halftime entertainment by the Bobcat cheerleaders yet again.
When I took over at Concordia, Chicago as the head track and field coach 4.5 years ago, we had previously 12 men and women on the team, and they hired me to bring in a larger number of athletes and raise the competitive status of the team. We went from 12 to 18 to 26 to 45, and now we're at 50 athletes. And our goal is to grow, to where we're at about 80 men and women combined. Student athletes want to come to Concordia, Chicago, both for the school environment, but also for the athletic program that we offer. We get them when they're freshmen most of the time, and by the time they're seniors, they've really grown. We try to provide that growth experience as a part of what we do. Christ-centered, individually nurtured, those are the two things that we really look at. As a former camp counselor at Lutheran camps, youth group leader on youth ministry teams, Lutheran school teacher, I've had many years of experience taking diverse and sometimes large groups of people and finding ways to build relationships and trust in between them. And so that's one of the things that I think Concordia Chicago Track does that very few other places do. We have a Christ-centered environment, we have a great athletic program with great coaches and staff, and at the same time I think it's hinged together with the fact that we do regular team building activities weekly, mandatory throughout the year. Our team is very close, and I think when I talk to athletes, when I talk to alumni, they look back and say, hey, the thing that was especially great about my experience on Concordia Track were the relationships that came from that. One of the things that I offer every year to Lutheran junior high coaches and schools is for them to set up a time during the spring to bring their team or even select team members over in the evening as we wind up practice, and my athletes and coaches will work with technical events, hurdles, high jump, long and triple jump, relays, anything that's needed as determined by the junior high coaches. So we want to let it be known that that is offered to people who come to us on a first-come, first-served basis. It's free. We do it as a service to you. Also, we have summer camps for track and field for junior high and elementary students, and we'll be glad to answer any questions that you have about that.
When I came to Concordia, I was really embraced by a community that wanted me here, a community that loved me, and a community that wanted me to succeed.
The activities in the classroom gave me a real hands-on experience that I was able to use at my internship over the summer in Washington, D.C. and at my job today. The professors not only took the time to get to know you as a student, but also as a person as well.
Our students, our athletes, our musicians have opportunities nonstop to get out there and actually get in tune with the people around them.
This summer, I got the opportunity to serve at the National Youth Gathering, actually as a gathering planner. I was hooked up with this opportunity through Concordia University.
God commands us to give back to those people that have given us. And if people truly look back with a positive feeling and feel blessed about their experience here at Concordia, I think it's only going to be natural that they want to give back.
We've all benefited from donor support, from scholarships to the professors we've had to life here on campus. Now it's our turn to join other alumni and continue to keep this place full of tradition and excellence. Partner with us as we move forward to build, grow, and inspire.
And welcome back to the second half of the Illinois Lutheran Basketball State Championship game between the Bobcats of Immanuel Palatine and the Comets of Christ Peoria. We have a 5-point ball game here, 21-16. Bobcats on top of the Comets. Both teams came out pretty hot, knocking down their first couple shots. Comets went a little cold. Bobcats went on a little bit of run, but then to end the half, the Comets went on a run, but without their leading scorer.
That's right, Sam. We talked about Kalen Johnson, their leading scorer with 17 points a game in the tournament. He has 0 in the first half. He did get into foul trouble and sat quite a bit in the second quarter, but I think he needs to start scoring. But Dennis Hendon really took over. He scored 8 points. He scored a couple at the end, and they got the momentum back and made that little run at the end of the second quarter.
And cutting it to 5 at halftime against this Palatine team, completely undefeated for the season, is definitely a feat.
Yes, it is. And like you said, too, they keep beating teams by over 20 points and having only a 5-point deficit at halftime. Great motivation for the Comets in the locker room right now.
And for the Bobcats, Matt Ulrich leading all scores for Palatine with 8 points, followed by Troy Burrows, who knocked down 2 quick 3-pointers in the first quarter. Jacob Holine had a couple buckets, Wraith with a free throw, and Mark Pollard with a nice layup. This team plays good defense. Offensively, they've looked pretty good. The Comets are looking to really lock down really locked down Ulrich on defense. Really not having much success, are they?
No, they're not. They're trying that diamond and one, but he's still getting his points. He's gotten them from the outside. He got him a couple on the nice post moves down in the block as well.
We've seen a couple different guys on Ulrich. We saw the sixth grader Quincy Broadway at the end of the first half there, really just chasing him around the floor, giving him somebody a little bit quicker, maybe to try to take the ball away from him as he's dribbling. We also saw Hendon. We saw Tunks. We've seen a lot of guys on him. Who do you play the best defense on Ulrich?
Well, I think they're going to continue to have to change up because Ulrich's running all over the place. You're going to get really tired guarding him. So I think coach is doing a good job on mixing that up so you don't tire out your players. But I think that diamond and one is somewhat working. But they really have to watch those block passes because there is some holes in that diamond.
Well, opposite block has been wide open.
Well, if all continues, Immanuel Palatine will have their third state championship in 10 years. Christ Peoria comes out on top. Wow, let me count these up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11th state championship since 1985. Both very good programs. We can tell both teams very well coached.
These coaches have been coaching for many years as well, and have a great reputation here of always bringing top teams. Even the Peoria Comets last year took third place as well. And most of these players on tonight's team were on last year's team. They were very young, and great job of being seventh graders taking third place. We knew they were going to be a tough team this year.
And it looks like they've got a little bit of talent here to come for Peoria with a couple of seventh graders and a couple of sixth graders too. As you see Quincy Broadway, the little guard, play quite a bit in that second quarter.
Let's go over the Christ Peoria stats for the first half. Dennis Hendon had 8 points. Carlton Shoemate had a three-pointer in the first half. And Bryce Volraith had 5 as well. And like I said, Kalen Johnson, the leading scorer for the Comets throughout the tournament, was shut out. So he's going to try to get a couple baskets. He had a couple good looks, a couple rim outs, but they were playing some really good defense. Ulrich, the best defender for Palatine, is on Johnson, of course. And I think maybe that maybe rattled him a little bit. But he's going to try to get on the board, considering he averages 17 points a game and got shut out in the first half.
And here we go, just 12 minutes until we crown the 2012 Illinois Lutheran state basketball champions.
Let's see if the Comets can come out and continue that momentum and maybe get another basket.
Comets will start with the basketball as the inbounds pass went to Kalen Johnson. Here's a skip pass to him, up off the backboard and good.
Nice.
You know they drew that one up in the locker room at halftime.
Nice pass to the block to Johnson. I told you they had to get him on the board, and right away in the first 10 seconds, Johnson's on the board.
Here's the pass down to Helene, and he's wide open on the block, and the Bobcats answer back.
We talked about that as well. There's that hole in that diamond, and Johnson turned his head, and the guy was standing all alone.
So here's Tunks, guarded by Burrows, picks up a nice screen from Johnson up to Shoemate. Shoemate, left hand, left side. Spins back up top, gets it to Hendon. Hendon now takes it to the other corner, back up top to Tunks. Tunks picks up a screen from Volraith. Now back over to Shoemate. Shoemate working with that left hand on Helene. Now hands it off to Hendon. Hendon, left side, off a screen from Volraith. Back up top to Tunks. Tunks thought about the three, put it back in the holster. Now back up top to Shoemate. Shoemate, left hand, spin move. Back to the top to Hendon. He's going to drive right-handed, back behind the back. Good patience by the Comets. Here's a three from Tunks. That one is good.
That is their second three-pointer of the game, which matches their total for the entire tournament. They scored only two three-pointers for the first 3 games, and they have 2 now already in the beginning of the second half.
23-21. Here's Burrows. Bobcats still holding on to a 2-point lead. Now up top to Ulrich, guarded by Hendon. In the corner to Wraith. Out there is Johnson. Hendon with that diamond and one on Ulrich. Ulrich, spin move in the lane. Nowhere to go. Handoff to Pollard. That one is blocked. And Helene goes up with the follow-up. No good. Rebound fought for. Pulled down by Volraith. And here come the Comets. Up ahead to Shoemate. Shoemate up off the glass with the left hand. Good. We've got a tie ball game.
What a way to go for the Comets to really jump out fast in the third quarter here to tie this ball game.
Ulrich far side, back up top to Wraith. Now over to Burrows.
Now you got the Comet fans in the game
and
too.
Hendon dove for the steal. Knocked it out of bounds as that pass was intended for Ulrich.
This gym is really rocking now with a tie ball game with 3:53 to go in the third quarter. This is what a championship game is supposed to be about. Tie ball game. Both teams playing really well.
Here's Wraith, now back over to Burrows. Burrows looking. Wraith now to the corner to Ulrich. Ulrich thought about the three, put it away, drives the lane. Floater off the back iron, no good. Rebound pulled down by Volraith. And Helene came up with the steal. Ball tipped around, finally corralled by the Comets. Here comes Hendon with the left hand across the timeline. 3:30 to play in the third quarter. Hendon off a screen, up off the glass, and good.
This is their first lead since 5-3.
Hendon took the contact down low and still scored. Here's Ulrich. Far side in front of his own bench, thought about the three as Hendon did the flyby.
Two post players on the block are somewhat open again on that diamond. Let's see if Palatine can get him the ball.
Here's Wraith with a three ball. That's in and out, no good. Rebound tapped around again, and Hendon comes away with the rebound. He crosses the timeline and slows it up. 25-23. Comets with their first lead since you said the 5-3 to start the game. Here's Hendon off a double screen. Now back up top to Shoemate. Shoemate thought about the three. Goes right, now back left, comes off another screen. He's met by Wraith, swung back up top. Hendon, a three ball. That one is short and out of bounds. And it'll be Bobcat basketball.
I think the Comets are going to really need to look at getting those 2-pointers. As we said, they did make 2 3-pointers this game, but that matched their whole total. So I'm not sure that they're a 3-point shooting team. They need to get that ball back into Johnson and see if Hendon can attack the basket on some drives.
Hendon getting a little break as the 6th grader Quincy Broadway checks in, and he meets Wraith at the top of the key. Now there's a skip pass back over to Wraith. Wraith left hand in the lane. Jump stop into Helene. Helene up off the glass and good with the and one. That'll tie the ball game up at 25 as Helene has a chance to give the Bobcats the lead yet again.
That is Volraith's third as well. That's going to be hard. Volraith's been getting some nice rebounds this quarter.
Helene with a couple dribbles. The left-handed free throw is nothing but net. 26-25. There's Tunks coming off a screen. Now back up top to Shaw. Shaw, right hand, beating Helene off the dribble. Now back up top to Broadway. Broadway, left hand, off a screen again. Swung back up top. Here's another three ball. That one is going to be off the backboard. Almost banked it in. Rebound, offensive end by Volraith, up and good.
He's got to watch his fouls because he is rebounding very well. They're going to need him on both ends of the court for rebounds, especially the offense with that nice putback.
So I think you have to focus so much on Kalen Johnson down low that you kind of sometimes forget about Volraith, and he's a good player himself.
Yes, he is.
Here's Burrows, left hand trying to work in on Tunks. Wraith driving on Broadway, met by Johnson. Now picks it back up top to Burrows. Shaw chasing Ulrich all over the place, and we're going to have a timeout taken by the Bobcats. It's going to be a full timeout.
What a great third quarter, Sam. We had the change of possession a couple times. The Comets came out. We talked about them only having a 5-point deficit at halftime. We were wondering if that momentum from the second quarter would carry into the third, and that's what just happened. It carried them to the lead, but Palatine then was able to get the lead back, and now Christ Peoria again has that 1-point lead.
3 lead changes already here in this third quarter. Did you see this thing doing this all the way to the end of the fourth?
I hope so, but I hope that Peoria can not get tired. You know, Palatine with their tough defense kind of just wears you out. So Peoria should be very happy where they are right now, and hopefully they can continue to do this for the rest of the game. But I know a lot of times Palatine will just wear you out and then pull away in the fourth quarter.
1:34 to go here in the third quarter. Sam Krul alongside Matt Gutzler. We want to welcome all of you listening and watching on LuthsportsTV.org. Hopefully we can bring you a very exciting finish here to this boys state championship game. It's going to be the Bobcats inbounding just in front of their own bench. Bobcats working from left to right. White tops, blue shorts. The Comets in all black with the blue numbers and white trim. Here's Ulrich, top of the key, met by Broadway and Shaw. Wraith in the lane. Ball partially stripped, and
he traveled in the lane, trying to kick it back out, but unfortunately he shuffled his feet and traveled.
So here's Hendon. He checks back in. Left hand, fakes the spin move on Wraith. Now, to the left side, back up top to Shaw. Shaw stops the dribble, spins back around. He finds Quincy Broadway. Broadway off the screen. Back up top to Hendon. Hendon thought about the three, didn't take it. Left hand, now back up top to Broadway. Broadway coming to the right side. Up top to Shaw. Shaw, left hand off the screen again, back up top to Hendon. Hendon, right hand. Good patience here by the Comets.
Palatine's doing a good job of doubling on Johnson. Johnson's looking like he's starting to get a little frustrated.
We're under 40 seconds to play here in the third.
The ball.
Back up top to Shaw. Shaw fakes left, dribbles back right. Skip pass over the top, up to Hendon. 30 seconds to play, off the screen. Hendon up top, Quincy Broadway. Shaw now left hand. Top to Hendon. Hendon almost lost control of the ball. Looking for Johnson in the post, can't find him as he's double teamed. Here's a skip pass intended for Shaw, overthrown.
We got 10 seconds left.
10-9 on the clock. Hendon drives off the screen, spins back up top. Finds Quincy Broadway, 4 on the shot, on the clock. 3, 2, 1. Launches the three. That one is in and out, no good at the buzzer.
That would have been a great momentum swing if he could have put that down, went in the hoop and popped right back out.
That Broadway three would have brought down the house. So now just 6 minutes to go before we crown, maybe overtime, who knows? It'd be kind of nice to be fitting.
We were talking about that in the third place game, Sam.
And we didn't get it.
And we didn't get it. So maybe we'll get it for this one. But this one we actually didn't expect either. We thought maybe Palatine would run away with this like they did last weekend. But the Comets are playing some great basketball, and we got ourselves a great championship game as always with a 1-point game.
And as we mentioned before, Palatine, this has got to be strange territory for them.
I don't think they've gone into a fourth quarter with only a 1-point lead much this year, if at all.
1 point deficit. They're down by 1.
That's
going
right.
into the fourth. I'm not sure that's happened. I'd like to know.
Because they have not been losing in the fourth quarter.
Like we said, they haven't won a game by less than 20 this season. So it's they're going to have to go on a 21-point run here just to get themselves back to the season average. But you know what? Let's give the Comets some credit. They have played very well so far in the second half.
They played great defense in the third quarter, especially Johnson. They needed him to play very well on defense. He got 2 fouls in that first half, and he had to sit in the second quarter a little bit. And he played that whole third quarter, and he really has to step up and not get some silly fouls so he can play the whole fourth quarter.
They're going to have to move the overflow of Palatine fans.
The fans turned into cheerleaders, I think, and you got a big crowd in that corner. You got the girls champion team cheering on their boys. They're hoping for a Palatine sweep in both divisions here at the LSA tournament.
Palatine to start the fourth quarter with the possession. Burrows inbounds to Wraith. Wraith left hand across the timeline, met by Hendon. Nearly stolen by Tunks. That pass is intended for Ulrich. He retains possession. Ulrich now to the corner. 3 ball from Burrows. That one is down.
Good way to start the fourth quarter for the Bobcats.
29.
They needed to get that lead back.
29-27. Bobcats in the lead. Here's Tunks, lost control of it. Back up top to Broadway. Broadway, right hand off the double screen. Now back up top looking for Hendon. Throws it over the top. Left hand. Hendon drives to the basket. Up off the glass and good. And we've got ourselves a tie ball game again at 29.
Pollard was trying to take the charge, but did not happen, and a nice basket.
And here's a pass nearly stolen. Volraith. Nice defense on Pollard as he missed a layup. And here comes Kalen Johnson. He'll handle the ball across the timeline. Looking for someone to give it up to as he picked up his dribble. That ball is knocked away by Ulrich. Good hands by the Bobcats, but it's going to stay down here at this end with the Comets.
Tie ball game with 5 minutes to go.
Here's the inbound from Quincy Broadway to Hendon. Hendon kind of lost control of it. Picked up his dribble, now looking to get rid of it, and then we're going to have a timeout.
Coach knew he was going to get a 5-second call, called that timeout to save possession. Every possession is going to be big this fourth quarter, so a nice call by the coach.
A minute 8 gone here in the fourth, and we've got ourselves a tie ball game. Neither team in any kind of team foul trouble.
We do have Volrath with 3, but besides that, we only have 1 foul for the Comets in this half and 0 for Palatine.
So
well-played defensive game. Comets are playing really nice in their little diamond and 1. As you know, the Palatine always plays their tough man-to-man, but you know, of course, they're not reaching or anything and causing any silly fouls.
Right, but they do come up with a lot of steals. They're very good at jumping those passing lanes and coming up with those just, I wouldn't call them lazy passes, but just passes in general.
Comets have been doing a great job of not giving up those turnovers, though, because as you know, like you just said, the Palatine likes to steal those passes, but the Comets are passing very well.
Speaking of nice passes, here's a good one from Kaylin Johnson into Hendon at the top of the key. Left hand, left side, hesitates. Picks up his dribble. Up top to Kaylin Johnson, crossover knocked away by Ulrich. Off the leg of Johnson, out of bounds, Bobcat basketball.
Nice defense by Ulrich. He poked it right off at Johnson's knee, out of bounds.
So here's Wraith. Starting things, and there's a kick by Hendon. As Hendon stopped the pass going from Wraith to Burrows on the right wing. .434 here to play. We got a tie ball game at 29. Wraith setting things up at the top of the key. Drives left, now pulls it back. Hands off to Ulrich. Ulrich guarded by Quincy Broadway. Quincy Broadway picks up his dribble. Now here's Burrows driving left hand the middle lane out to Wraith. Deep 3, and that one is good. And it gives Palatine a 3-point lead.
Clutch shot from a long ways away.
Here's Hendon pulling it back, looking in the post, nothing. Tunks, left hand, left side. Back up top to Broadway. Broadway off a screen, steps back. Now over to Hendon. Hendon, left hand. Nice reverse, and we're gonna have a travel.
Went from one end of the lane to the other. You can't do that without traveling. Unfortunately, he dragged his foot. It was a nice reverse. Could have been a nice basket, but way too many steps.
3:45 here to play in the fourth.
Oh, and here comes Palatine. They're going to start stalling a little bit with that lead now.
Burrows guarded closely by Tunks. Nowhere really to go. As here is Ulrich, right-handed drive in the lane. Runs right through Volraith, lost it, out of bounds. Last touched by Johnson.
Looks like Johnson.
And Palatine will inbound from underneath. Burrows to inbound. Looking for Ulrich in the corner. He's got nothing. Now gets it in Ulrich. Knocked away by Tunks. Ulrich retains possession though. Here's a skip back pass over to Wraith.
Spreading out the offense. See if they can get a layup or kill the clock because they have a 3-point lead with 3:16 to go.
Dylan Tapia also in for the Bobcats. There's Burrows. Defense is all over him, knocked away. Retains dribble, and we got a double dribble. Might have been knocked away by a common player.
Coaches were looking for a tip, but the ref said it was a double dribble. Johnson comes over by us to inbound the ball.
Inbound from Johnson to Tunks. Tunks crosses over Burrows, now beats him left hand and crosses him over again. Real quick with that crossover. Comes off the screen from Volraith. Spins back around, looking for Volraith. He can't control it. Back out to Quincy Broadway. Broadway, step back. Guarded close in by Dylan Tapia. Here's up over the top to Kaylin Johnson. He spins, now back up top to Hendon. Hendon in the lane, handoff to Volraith. Lost control of it, and he traveled.
Volraith lost control and also then traveled. Nice look down low to Volrath, but he couldn't quite handle the ball.
Hendon broke down that Palatine defense, got in the middle of the lane, had a nice pass to Volrath, just couldn't control it. Here's Ulrich guarded closely by Hendon.
This is where Ulrich thrives, though. He likes to attack that basket, and he's such a good passer. He'll find that guy on the block.
Quincy Broadway guarding Wraith a little too closely. He comes away with the body. That's Broadway's first, team second. Only the second foul for either team in the half. Burrows inbounds to Ulrich, guarded by Hendon. Hendon forcing him toward the, as he goes to the lane. That ball's knocked away and out of bounds to the Bobcats.
Off of Johnson. He was hoping to knock it off of Ulrich's knee, but he knocked it out of bounds.
Came real close. 32-29, Bobcats in the lead. 2:14 to play in the contest. Ulrich all the way across the baseline to receive that inbounds pass. He skip passes it over to Dylan Tapia. Tapia dribbling, back up top to Wraith. Wraith met by Quincy Broadway. Wraith dribbles in, now backs it out. Burrows guarded closely by Tunks, close to a 5-second call. In the lane, and we've got a foul.
That may be Volraith's fourth.
The foul is on Kalen Johnson. That'll be his third. And Ulrich will go to the line to shoot two. Actually, the foul is going to be on the floor.
It was not a shooting foul, so now it's underneath the hoop.
Inbounds pass to Pollard. Up off the glass is good. And the Bobcats have a 5-point lead with just under 2 minutes to play. Here's Tunks. Right hand, right side, now out to Quincy Broadway. Broadway, left hand to the top of the key, crosses over, crosses back again. In and out dribble. Now back up top, giving Tapia all kinds of trouble. Nice pass inside to Volraith. Over to Kalen Johnson. He goes up, short, looks for the tip, no. Rebound pulled down by Ulrich. And there's going to be a foul on Volraith as he reached in on Ulrich. That'll be his fourth.
The Comets are going to have to start fouling with a 5-point lead. You know Palatine's going to start slowing it up and looking for either fouls or an easy layup. Yep, coaches already start yelling the foul. With 128 down 5, you got a foul now.
And here comes the press. Look for it to go right back to Ulrich. Burrows off a couple screens, hands it right back to Ulrich. We're going to have a zone press. Ulrich looking to dribble through it. Now over to Wraith. Wraith across to Burrows. Burrows pull it to the right side, and they're going to really slow this thing down. 1:14 to go. Ball knocked away. Corralled by Pollard. Right. Ulrich and one. Hendon thought he had a block. Missed the ball, got all armed, and it's an and one for Ulrich. And that gives the Bobcats a 7-point lead with just 1:08 to play.
They get an 8-point lead with 1:08. That's going to be really hard for Christ to come back.
The free throw is good. Here's Hendon working on a little bit of backcourt pressure. Met by Wraith. Left hand, left side. He's going to take Wraith all the way to the basket. Pull-up jumper is good. 37-31.
Nice job by Hendon to score quickly. Only down 6 now. Let's see if they can get a steal. I know they're going to probably press. It's going to be an uphill climb, but I think the Comets can play some good defense. Maybe Palatine can miss some free throws for them, and they can get another couple quick baskets.
Just under 59 seconds to play at 58.9. As we mentioned before, the Bobcats up 6, 37-31.
Now, the one thing about Palatine, though, they are shooting 60% from the line. So for a junior high basketball team, that's pretty good. And so hopefully they can capitalize on some of these fouls now, because pretty soon we're going to go to the 1-and-1. The Comets have 5 fouls. Palatine has 0. And the Comets are going to have to foul and get Palatine into the 1-and-1 very quickly.
As we kind of ran into in the first half, fouls 5-0, before it was 7-0 before Palatine got their first. Just good defense. That's all you can really chalk that up to.
We have 58 seconds left till we crown our 2012 boys champion.
And as we mentioned before, Christ Peoria, not a very good three-point shooting team, only had 2 coming into today's ball game. Could be a problem down the stretch here.
They're going to probably maybe need a 3, or they do attack the basket pretty well. Maybe they can do the 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
Old-fashioned way, that's right. Comets in a man-to-man press. Ulrich looking to get it in, running the baseline, gets it into Pollard. Pollard looking for somebody, and he had it knocked away. But there's a foul on Hendon. That'll be his 3rd.
They had to do that. Like I said, they got to get them into the bonus so they can get the ball back. Hendon almost had the steal, though.
Almost had that steal.
But it was a good foul call.
Inbounded to Ulrich. Ulrich working in the backcourt on Tunks and Broadway. Broadway reached across for the steal and was fouled. And Ulrich will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1.
Entering this game, Ulrich was 9 of 14 from the line, 64%. Let's see if he can make a couple more. This will be really big for the Comets. If Ulrich can miss this, this will really help the Comets.
We're going to have a 30-second timeout. As he bought himself a little time, as he brought 3 of his players over, talked to them. Right before they gave the ball to Matt Ulrich, called the timeout.
Didn't have anybody for the rebound.
Nobody. 52 seconds to play. Still a 6-point ball game. Bobcats up 6. Either way you look at it, this has been a great game.
This has been a great championship game. As we said, we weren't quite sure what was going to happen with them playing last weekend already with a 20-point win. We thought maybe it would be another blowout, but the Comets have really stepped up in a great close championship game. That's what we always want to see in these championship games. All these kids really putting their heart out there and playing really tough. The coaches and families of both these teams should be very proud of themselves.
As we said before, neither of these teams strangers to the championship scene, as both of them won multiple championships during the season in their previous tournaments. Ulrich to take the first of his 1-and-1. First free throw is off the front iron and in. 38-31. Now a 7-point lead for the Bobcats. Second free throw is good.
Nice clutch free throws by Ulrich. Let's see if Comets can get a quick score.
Up top to Volrath. Volrath, trouble handling it, up off the glass, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Now this is good for the Comets. Chance to shoot some free throws, get some points, clock stopped.
That was a nice baseline move by Volrath too. Like I said, I almost thought he had the 3-point play the old-fashioned way again.
Fouls on number 51, Mark Pollard. His first, team first for the half, with just 45 seconds here to play in the 4th quarter.
As we said before, Volrath is 3 of 10 entering this game. Let's see if he can make one.
First free throw is in and out, no good. Second free throw is short. Rebound, pulled down, up top, and
nice
good
rebound by
Johnson. And we're going to have another timeout with 42 seconds to play.
They had to get a basket some way in that possession. Unfortunately, they missed both free throws, but Johnson had a nice rebound and a putback to get those points. So we're still at a 6-point.
6-point ball game. Still plenty of time.
42 seconds, a lot of time in basketball. Unfortunately, I think the Comets are going to have to foul. Hopefully they can foul someone besides Ulrich, because he looks like he's going to be clutch with those free throws tonight.
Hit his last 2 on the 1-and-1. And Coach Ulrich asking if they're going to be able to run the baseline, and they are, because it was after a made bucket.
Let's see who inbounds the ball. Earlier in the game, Ulrich was, but I'm assuming they're going to want him to get the ball right away.
Have him come off a couple screens first and get the ball and try to get fouled and go to the line and knock 2 more free throws down. 42 seconds to play.
Here comes both teams out of the huddle.
Dylan Tapia to inbound for the Bobcats.
Got a double team on Ulrich. They're switching.
Sliding between. Now he's going to be fouled by Kalen Johnson. Ulrich will go to line. Just 2 seconds off the clock.
Good play by the Comets, but unfortunately that is Johnson's fourth. He's going to have to be careful fouling again next time because they need him down low to get some buckets.
Volrath checks back in. Ulrich's first of the one-on-one. A couple dribbles, a spin back to himself, and another dribble. The left-handed free throw is good.
Nothing but net. What a great free throw.
Couple more dribbles, a spin back. The second free throw is around and down. Kalen Johnson inbounds. Handoff to Tunks. Tunks back to Kalen Johnson. He's going to work his way down the floor. Knocked away a couple times. Back over to Tunks. Tunks with the drive. Pull-up jumper. That one is in and out, no good. Rebound pulled down by Pollard, and that's Kalen Johnson's fifth. Had to stop the clock somehow, and he grabbed Pollard after the rebound. And that'll be it for Kalen Johnson.
This is a new place for Pollard. He was only 1 of 2 entering the game for the free throw line.
As Shoemate checks in for Johnson. Shoemate does have a three-pointer. As Pollard's free throws in and out. Rebound fought for underneath the basket. We're going to have a jump ball possession to the Comets. And there's a long pass to Shoemate, and he can't get control of it since it was thrown from this end. Nobody touched it. It'll go back underneath the basket for the Bobcats.
That was a right idea. He just threw it way too hard.
Way too far.
And a little too low, too. Skipped right out of bounds. I think they had the defense beat on that, but he threw it too hard.
As here's Dylan Tapia to inbound, finds Wraith. Wraith is quickly fouled by Shoemate, and he'll go to line to shoot 2. That is the 10th foul of the half for the Comets.
Bobcats are pulling away a little bit at the very end with these free throws, but what a great championship game. Close almost all the whole way through.
24.9 seconds to go. There are 2 shots. We're in the double bonus. Second free throw is good. 42-33 as the inbound pass went to Broadway and was knocked away by Dylan Tapia.
Looks like Broadway got hit in the face when he was trying to get the inbound pass. A little shaken up. Refs checking on him, but I think we're back ready to play.
As they have to now with all the concussion talk. As here's Hendon, right side, picks up a screen from Volrath as Wraith jumped on his back.
Not a bad foul by Palatine since they only have 1 this half. We'll get the ball on the side, it looks like.
Volrath to inbound. Finds Hendon in the post, lost it. Last touch by Pollard, and it'll be Comet basketball underneath their own basket. Tunks to inbound. Finds Hendon, left side block, left hand up off the glass is good. Makes it a 7-point ball game. An inbounds pass is thrown out of bounds, and it'll be Comet basketball. Coach was jumping up and down. He thought they were going to give the ball to Palatine. He was really upset.
Get all those emotions going during a championship game.
And they're going to give him a technical foul. And Palatine is going to need a shooter.
I know there's only 13.2 seconds left, but the Comets would have the ball back again. Unfortunately, the coach got a little excited, and he had been warned earlier in the game, and unfortunately, he got a technical.
Actually, I think they got the assistant coach for coming off the bench. He wasn't standing, but he went down to a knee to tell somebody something, and he got teed up. Second free throw from Ulrich is no good. But it'll be Bobcat basketball on the side.
13.2 seconds left. Let's see if the Comets will foul or just let the game run out.
Oh, Ulrich off a screen was fouled by Hendon. And he'll go to line to shoot 2 more. 13 seconds to play in the contest. The Bobcats up 8, 43-35. His first free throw is good, making it a 9-point ball game.
As we said, very clutch free throw shooter. Let's see if he can make 6 in a row.
He misses the second as Hendon comes down with the rebound. He's going to fly down the floor. Hands off to Broadway. Broadway a deep 3, and that one is short, out of bounds. 4.6 seconds to play. And the Comets are going to pull the press off.
Coach says pull back. Looks like they're just going to throw the ball in and run the clock out for another championship for Palatine. This will be their second in 3 years.
No need to even cross half court. And that's going to be it. The Bobcats take their third in 10 years, second in 2 years, 3 years, as they celebrate in front of their bench.
Congratulations to both teams, though. What a great championship game. As we said, Palatine had been beating teams by 20 all season long, and the Comets only lost by 9.
44-35, the final score of this, the Illinois Lutheran Basketball State Championship 2012. We thank all of you for listening at LuthsportsTV.org.
We want to congratulate not just Immanuel Palatine, but all the teams from both divisions that made this tournament. You are in the top 16 in the entire state of Illinois, and you should be proud of your players and fans and coaches for a great weekend of basketball. And once again, we would like to congratulate Immanuel Palatine on winning both divisions this year. What a great accomplishment. I'm not sure if that's happened too often in the history of the LSA.
For Matt Gutzler, I'm Sam Krull signing off. Have a good night, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're now ready for the award presentation. And our format is going to be very similar to what it was for the girls' championship game, where we will award the second place trophy, the second place medallions, then we'll do the first place trophy, game ball, banner, then we'll do the first place medallions, then it'll be all tournament time, sportsmanship, and this time we'll close with prayer. Before we start, please join me in thanking the staff of Concordia University Chicago and their talent, because they broadcast every game this afternoon and evening over the internet, And as stated earlier, copies of the games will be given to all the participants that were here at Arlington today. So thank you, Dr. Whitty, and your staff. Secondly, please join me in thanking the State Basketball Committee and the members of the Board of Directors with Lutheran Sports. They're everybody that are wearing the funky blue polo shirts today, and they're all in the corner. Thank you guys for making this weekend possible. How about that championship ball game, huh? Congratulations, both teams. At this time, it's my honor to present the second place trophy to the Comets from Christ Lutheran in Peoria. At this time, I'll turn the microphone over to Mr. Young. Mr. Young is an athletic director and teacher at St. Paul Mount Prospect, and he serves the LSA as a co-director of the boys division of this tournament. Mr. Young.
So at this point, we'll present the medals. We're going to start with Christ. Quincy Broadway, number 10. Number 11, Jaron Tunks. Number 12, Anthony Joseph. Number 13, Gino Hess. Number 14, Tony Rudebeck. Number 20, Alex Shaw. Number 21, Dawson Hoffman. Number 22, Isaiah Ward. Number 23, Dennis Hendon. Number 24, Darius Brady. Number 25, Carlton Shoemate. Number 30, Bryce Volrath. Number 31, Jeffrey Scott. Number 32, Kaylin Johnson. Number 34, Nathan Carter. Number 15, Kaziva Zhao. Head coach, John Volrath. Assisted by Kevin Joseph. Terry Mooney Sr. He's also principal and athletic director. We'll give him one medal. Statistician, Rick Hoffman. And another assistant coach, Terry Mooney Jr.
This trophy says state champions. 2012 Lutheran Tournament of Champions, grade school boys. It's presented to the Bobcats from Immanuel, Palatine! To the coach, we present the game ball. And of course, you cannot be a state champion if you're not presented the banner. Congratulations, Bobcats.
All right, now the individual medals. Number 3, Sean Raby. Number 4, Will Schmeling. Number 10, Daniel Spear. Number 11, Nate Izuski. Number 12, Brett Hensley. Number 14, Nick Sabato. Number 15, Dion Rosales. Number 20, Dominic Jacobs. Number 21, Troy Burrows. Number 22, Matthew Ulrich. Number 23, Aaron Kuhlman. Number 24, Derek Rosales. Number 25, Joshua Turner. Number 30, Ben Schilf. Number 32, Jacob Helene. Number 33, Zach Stryzak. Number 34, Matthew Cooper. Number 35, Nate Rathie. Number 40, Dylan Tapia. Number 41, Avery Riedel. Number 42, Brian Leonard. Number 43, Britt Cease. Number 51, Mark Pollard. Coach, John Ulrich. Assistant coach, Joe Robinson. Assistant, Johnny Ulrich. Statistician, Bill Rathie. Manager, Brad Holloway. Principal, John Miro. Athletic directors, Kim Schneider-Morez and Richard DeWitt. And next, we're going to move to the all-tournament team. The all-tournament team was chosen through balloting during the course of the weekend by LSA committee members. And we have chosen 15 members to this year's all-tournament team. From these 15 members, one of these young men will be named all-tournament MVP. These names are listed in alphabetical order. From LSA Decatur, Craig Austin. From St. John's Chester, Jordan Berner. From Immanuel Palatine, Troy Burrows. From Christ Peoria, Dennis Hendon. From Trinity Edwardsville, Jason Johnson. From Christ Peoria, Kaylin Johnson. From Cross Yorkville, R.D. Lutz. From Altamont Interparish, Adam Mayhouse. From Cross Yorkville, Patrick McNamara. From Zion Marengo, Creighton Nice. From Trinity Bloomington, Matthew Ogden. From Immanuel Palatine, Nate Rathy. From Immanuel Palatine, Matthew Ulrich. From Zion Marengo, Benjamin Volkening. And from Holy Family Chicago, Landon White. All right, from these members here, we have chosen our tournament MVP. And this year, our MVP award goes to, from Immanuel Palatine, Matthew Ulrich. And next is our Sportsmanship Award. As we've mentioned before every game during the course of this weekend, sportsmanship is an emphasis of our games here at the LSA tournament. Balloting was done here by LSA committee members during the course of the weekend. This year's Sportsmanship Award-winning team is from Holy Family in Chicago. We'll make sure we pass that Sportsmanship Award on to them. Before we close and send you home, we'd like to end with a word of prayer. So please fold your hands, bow your heads, and we'll end with prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us all here to this point this weekend. Thank you for a successful weekend. Thank you for all of the young athletes who participated this weekend, the cheerleaders, the coaches, the officials, and of course the parents and fans. Bless us all here as we head home our separate ways. Help us to have a great rest of the school year and continue to bless us with your presence. In your name we pray, amen. Have a safe trip home.